You're listening to 88.3 FM WXUT, broadcasting from Parks Tower on the University of Toledo campus.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the distinct pleasure of the management to present to you this morning's star attraction. Here he is, back after an exclusive tour exploring the funkiest depths of this great country. Won't you welcome from parts unknown, Kevin O'Corn and the live.
Give any compliments, complaints, anything about the show, 419-530-4455. We are here today from 6 until 8 a.m., and we will be bringing you weather, traffic, a little bit of news, lots of local music, and maybe a couple other songs that I throw in there that are just gifts to myself to share with you some of my love of music. We are so glad you're with us this morning. We're going to start out right now with a little bit of news that's going on here in the world, and it has to do with the weather. The National Weather Service said Monday after a major hurricane will make landfall along the Florida coast this Thursday. The storm, which is still taking shape, will be named Helene, and it could become the strongest hurricane to hit the United States this season. Forecast to rapidly intensify and come ashore as a Category 3 storm with sustained winds exceeding 111 miles an hour. Helene poses a significant threat to Florida residents. While it's too soon to pinpoint the exact location and magnitude of the impacts, the potential for life-threatening storm surge and damaging hurricane-force winds along the coast of Florida's Panhandle and Florida West Coast is increasing. The National Hurricane Center said this in its 5 p.m. briefing last night. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency earlier in the day for 41 counties. Helene is expected to make landfall near the Big Bend region of the Panhandle and could shift its course over the coming days. In addition to high winds, the storm will threaten millions of residents along the Gulf Coast with up to 12 inches of rainfall, as well as the possibility of tornadoes. In the past, major hurricanes containing maximum sustained winds of 111 miles per hour have developed in similar setups, according to AccuWeather's meteorologist Alex Duffus. So, once again, it's hurricane season and Florida coast is bracing for impact. I'm taking a look right now at the potential storm track, and like they said, it should be coming in along the Big Bend as of right now around 2 p.m. on Thursday. And honestly, just depending on how the path of the storm goes, we may see some of the fallout with rain here in the Toledo area. We're just outside the cone of probability right now, so just depending on which way the storm wiggles when it comes ashore and starts moving inland and to the north, we may see some rain this weekend from it. We'll keep you updated with that throughout the week. So it's Tuesday morning, September 24th. And also last night, we had Monday Night Football, the hands of the Washington Commanders. Who could have guessed that? They entered the Bengals entered Week 3 matchup, and they were expected to defeat the Commanders squad, which had issues on defense again against the Buccaneers and the Giants in their season openers. Instead, it was Cincinnati's defense that faltered. The Bengals were not able to stop Jaden Daniels' offense throughout the matchup as the Commanders racked up 356 yards and scored touchdowns on all 3 of their red zone possessions. Daniels ended up his day with more total touchdowns than incompletions. That's 3 touchdowns, 2 incompletions. He led Washington in both passing yards with 254 yards and rushing yards with 39, while completing 91% of his passes, which is an NFL rookie record. Now, Joe Burrow and the Bengals were also able to make the move. Were able to move the ball throughout the night during the Monday Night Football. They simply weren't as effective in the red zone, and they were just 2 of 4 scoring touchdowns. That plus an early missed field goal by Evan McPherson put the Bengals behind, and they were not able to recover. So the Bengals 0-3. Not a great start for them. Hopefully they'll be able to get their season righted and bring it back on, bring back some wins this season. But surprisingly, this is great news for me being a Steelers fan. The Steelers are 3-0. in the AFC North. They are at the top of the AFC North, and they've been looking stronger every week. So to my fellow WXUT buddy Logan McCrory, sorry about your Browns. So, and to Andrew Hoffman, sorry about your Bengals. But the Steelers may be the real deal. Let's see how far they can take it this season. In the other game last night, the Jacksonville Jaguars just bullied the Buffalo Bills. Demetrius Harvey from the Jacksonville Florida Times-Union reports it was over before it started for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 0-3, who were thoroughly embarrassed by the Buffalo Bills, 3-0 on Monday Night Football last night, losing 47-10. It was the worst first half in Jaguars history and a nightmare fuel for anyone on the side of the field. The Bills opened the games by scoring on their first 5 possessions going into halftime. The Bills outclassed the Jaguars in every aspect of the game. Quarterback Josh Allen for the Bills looked like an MVP with a near perfect stat line. He had 22 of 28 for 427. That would be amazing. 247 yards and 4 touchdowns, and that was just in the first half of the game. Allen finished the game completing 23 of 30 passes for 263 yards, 4 touchdowns before backup quarterback Mitch Trubisky entered the game with about 9 minutes and 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, the Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, he was the absolute opposite to Allen. He completed 21 of 38 passes for 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, before being replaced in the fourth quarter by backup quarterback Mac Jones. The game was essentially over, with Jacksonville trailing 40-10 at the time, and that was with 7 minutes left in the game. Jaguars gave up 34 points in the first half, and according to ESPN's Mike DiRocco, 34 points allowed in the first half is the most first-half points the team has allowed in franchise history. The most they've allowed prior to the most they'd allowed was 38. They'd done that twice in 2012 versus Chicago and in 1998 at Minnesota. So 2 interesting games last night on Monday Night Football. We're coming up on 6:08, and we are going to be doing something a little bit different this year, or this week. Let's just keep talking here for a minute. We're going to do weather and traffic for you to get you started this morning, to make sure that you are hitting the road safely and know what to expect as we get out there into the day. Right now it is 64 degrees and overcast here in the Toledo area, and we are expecting showers throughout the day, cloudy. Winds coming out of the east around 6 miles per hour, and right now there's about a 60% chance of precipitation or rain for those of us who like normal language. Showers are possible in a thunderstorm before 1 o'clock today, with a chance of showers and thunderstorm. Rain is 90%. And new rainfall amounts could range between a quarter to. Right now, the roads are clear here in the Toledo area. We do have a couple of alerts from the Ohio Department of Transportation. State Road 15 is closed from County Road P to County Road O for road work. And we have a couple other construction areas. Delaware Creek Culvert closed for construction. And Route 65 between Five Points Road and Roachton Road closed for construction. And a US 20A Airport Highway at South Main Street in downtown Swanton also closed for construction. That's your weather and traffic together. Let's go ahead and get to some music. And we are off to another stellar start here today. The computer went down. Let me get my music going on here. So while I am doing that, I want to know what to. Crashes. Do you try to fake it? Do you keep going along, or do you just come to a complete standstill? I worked in newsrooms for about 15 years, and one of the worst things that could happen during the day would be a computer crash. And, back in the day, we used to actually write stuff on paper and or type it out on a typewriter, and that just doesn't really happen anymore. Computer goes down, and we are absolutely dead in the water. So it's pretty crazy what goes on here in the world with computers nowadays. But all right, got the computer back up, filled that time masterfully, don't you think? We're going to start off with a local band called All Request Jazz Odyssey, and don't let their name fool you. They are definitely not a jazz band. This is Ancient Wisdom from All Request Jazz Odyssey on WXUT 88.3 FM in Toledo.
Do you want to rock out? Then tune in to 88.3 WXUT FM on Thursday nights from 10 to midnight. And get ready to jam out to classic rock from the vinyl to cassette era. Grab your air guitar, throw up your fists, and turn up that FM dial, because we're going to take off on Flying with the Ace.
Did you know that sexual health resources and testing services are available for little to no cost in the state of Ohio? From pregnancy resources to birth control to STI, STD testing, Planned Parenthood covers and assists with various sexual health questions and issues. Insurance or not, options are available to all. Take the time to control your health. Contact your local Planned Parenthood facility or call 1-800-230-7526. That's 1-800-230-7526. Welcome back to Live, Local, and Loud. This is Kevin O'Korn coming to you live from the University of Toledo campus. It is now 6:18 in the morning, and we're going to get back into another long block of local music. We're going to kick things off by a band called the Labra Brothers. They're not here from Northwest Ohio. They're actually based around the Cleveland area. But this song is called Be Cool, and we'll have a couple more songs, and we'll be back with more talk, weather, traffic, and all that good stuff coming up here in about 10 minutes. You're listening to WXUT 88.3 FM.
slips over the edge of the reservoir dam. Your hand slips into mine, fingers intertwine, waiting in silence for a question. Waiting in silence for a question. Dragonfly skips the water like a skipping stone. Thoughts skip across my mind, the water and the shoreline collide, floating on a wave of anticipation. Floating on a wave of anticipation. Cottonwood leaves shaking in the breeze, I'm standing here, shaking in my knees. Cottonwood leaves shaking in the breeze, I'm shaking. The swallow skims the surface of a quiet lake. We skim through a book about birds, take a deep breath and then you turn, scanning the sky for a hesitation. Scanning the sky for a hesitation. Cottonwood leaves shaking in the breeze, I'm standing here, shaking in my knees. Cottonwood leaves shaking in the breeze, I'm shaking. Cottonwood leaves shaking in the breeze, I'm standing here, shaking in my knees. Cottonwood leaves shaking in the breeze, I'm shaking. The sun slips over the edge of the reservoir dam. Your hand slips into mine, fingers intertwine, waiting in silence for a question. Waiting in silence.
One evening, I stopped in El Paso. I seen a beautiful girl at a table alone. She had jewels in her eyes as I walked her way. Then she said, "Won't you buy me a drink and dance with me?" So we danced all through the night, fast and slow, and I held her tight. I fell in love with that girl from El Paso. She stole my heart as she danced with me. It got late, the music stopped in El Paso. I asked if she would leave with me. She said, "Mister, my heart belongs to El Paso. So sorry, but this place I will never leave." jewels in her eyes. She will steal your heart and leave you crying. Oh, how I wish I was in El Paso again.
Listening to Live, Local, and Loud with Kevin O'Korn on 88.3 FM WXUT. Welcome back. We are at 6:30 a.m. this Tuesday morning, September 24th. You're listening to WXUT 88.3 FM. And I am Kevin O'Korn. We are so happy you're with us this morning. If you would like to call in at any time, our phone number is 419-530-4455. You can call in to talk about whatever's on your mind this morning. Give me compliments. Give me some constructive criticism. It's up to you. Real quick, let's do a quick check of weather and traffic right now. Looking at the roads, no issues as you get ready to hit the road this morning. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning for any backups or delays to make sure you get to work on time and give you some ways to get around that. Right now it's 64 degrees here in the Toledo area and overcast. We do have about a 90% chance of rain with some thunderstorms possible around 4 p.m. today. And back to the show, we are happy to welcome our first guest to Live, Local, and Loud. Let me get you turned on here so we can actually hear you talking. Neenee Lakatos is a student here at the University of Toledo. She's a media comm major. And what else are you majoring in? Anything else?
So I do minor in Spanish as well.
Minor in Spanish as well. So you're an underachiever is what you're telling me. Nothing like doing a good old double major to get yourself going. Now, on top of that, not only is she an excellent student reporter for us here, she'll be part of our UT10 news crew coming up here. Our debut show is on October 1st on our YouTube channel, or you can check that out through ut10news.com. She's also a musician. That's why we had her come in as our first guest. So not only is she a delightful personality, but also a very talented singer-songwriter. And so tell us a little bit more about yourself, Neenee.
So I'm really happy to be on your show this morning. I started singing, I can't really say when. I've just always been into music. My first favorite singer-musician was Adele. I really liked Adele and Beyonce. That was really hip at the time. Still is, I think. And now I listen to like a whole variety of music. I'm really happy that kind of the counterculture is taking over in music. And it really helps me as a musician because I don't like just one genre. I like everything. I see the beauty in all of it. And so I started, making some music. I went to Toledo School for the Arts, and I think that's what kind of brought up my different genres of music and my love for all these different kinds. And, so I've just really been, I also perform on a worship team at my church at Crossroads. So I sing worship music as well. And I really like to listen to, 90s music. So, I really like DC Talk. And I also like, on a secular side, I really like Peter Gabriel, which is something I really like right now. And
all right.
Yeah.
Talking about my generation here, Peter Gabriel, back from the Genesis days up through his solo stuff, absolutely amazing stuff.
He's so innovative, and some of the stuff, I'm trying to write a song, and I really got inspired by In Your Eyes, just the synth and the kind of African influence to it. I'm really a fan of those different kind of beats, especially reggae and Latin beats too. I really like bachata, and I've been taking Spanish for a while, and and I sing sometimes in Spanish too, just experiment with some different languages as well.
So who are some of your other influences that you're drawing from these days?
I would say, like, on the Latin side, I really like Prince Royce, Romeo Santos, Aventura. On the English side, it's a lot, you know. Sometimes I would just turn on my radio, listen to, like, 92.5, and Ariana Grande would be on there, and I'm like, you know, that's a really good song. And then I would, you know, turn it to 101.5, and I'd be hearing, like, Paula Abdul, and I'm like, this is really cool. I really like The Weeknd. He's super innovative. Mariah Carey has been a huge vocal influence for me, as well as musical influence, and I've just been listening to her for years. I think the person that I take the most from is probably Mariah Carey.
Excellent. Now, before we get to you singing a song, I need to go ahead and kind of plug the last three songs that we played just to make sure that our artists are getting the credit that they're due. We had three songs back to back to back. The first song was Be Cool by the Labra Brothers. And again, they're a band coming to us out of the Cleveland area. Next was a song Cottonwood by Megan B., who we heard her song Fever last week. Wanted to give her another play. And the final song before we came back from that music block was El Paso by local artist here in the Toledo area, Scott Haas. I have on my Live, Local, and Loud Facebook page, I put up a list of all the songs we play with links to their music each week. So if you have a chance, check out our Facebook page at Live, Local, and Loud, 88.3 WXUT, and see the music. If you like what you're hearing and you want to find out more about these artists, definitely check that out on the Facebook page. Also, we are on Instagram and on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. On X, it's at Live, Local, the letter N, Loud. They wouldn't let me spell the word out, and too many characters for my handle. So Live, Local, N, Loud, and at Live, Local, and Loud on Instagram. So definitely check those out and leave your comments about the show there. So getting back to Neenee here, you're going to play a song for us today, and go ahead and give me a strum on that guitar. Make sure that we can hear it okay. All right, that sounds beautiful. What are you going to play for us?
So this is a song my mom wrote. It's called Always by My Side. She wrote the lyrics. I wrote the music to it. I'm not the best lyricist, but I'm really thankful that I have such supportive parents and creative parents as well. You are the manna, my portion. You fulfill my soul. Your love is the river that washes precious Redeemer, Savior. He forgives and heals our wounds. He forgives and heals our wounds. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. I am his and he is mine, always by my side, always by my side. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. I am his and he is mine, always by my side. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. I am his and he is mine, always by my side, always by my side.
All right. Excellent. Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, it would take me till about 11 o'clock to get any of the high notes in my register for singing. You came in here at 6:40 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and you were nailing those notes. What was the name of the song again?
It's called Always by My Side.
Always by my side. Now, I am going to recut this segment of the show and put this up on Facebook. So if you guys want to go back and hear Neenee sing Always by My Side again, that will be available on our Facebook page, Live, Local, and Loud, 88.3 WXUT. Can you stick around for a while? And is this asking too much?
course.
Maybe get another song from you here in a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I know I'm kind of throwing that at you because I think we only talked about doing one song, but
Oh, it's okay. I'm used to it. I brought my laptop.
got your laptop.
I'm
All right.
prepared.
All right, so original, cover, whatever. I just want to hear more from Neenee. But first of all, let's get a quick check of weather and traffic.
Crank it up and rip the knob off.
How about I do the right?
You're listening.
There we go. Let's get the right
Live,
actual.
local, and loud weather and traffic together on WXUT 88.3 FM.
All right, again, across the area, we're seeing no traffic slowdowns, no accidents. The only thing that I'm seeing an alert from the Ohio Department of Transportation is State Road 15 North, closed from County Road O to County Road P because of road work, so be careful if you're out in that area. And right now here in the Toledo area, it's 64 degrees and overcast. We are looking at showers and a possible thunderstorm before 1 o'clock today, with a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 1 and 4 p.m., then showers likely and possible thunderstorm after 4 o'clock. So looks like it's going to be hit or miss all day with the rain, so make sure you have a raincoat and an umbrella. And we're expecting a high near 63 degrees. That's weather and traffic here on WXUT 88.3 FM. And again, we are joined this morning by Neenee Lakatos. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Or am I putting the emphasis on the right syllables?
Honestly, my last name is Greek or Hungarian, so I don't really know how to say it correctly. But from what I heard, it's Lakatos, like the accurate way to say it. But I just say Lakatos, so I really don't mind.
Okay, I'll try not to murder it. So.
You're fine.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself. Right now you are enrolled in Com 4100 here at the university, which is our UT10 news program. Back after a 1.5-year hiatus, we're bringing back live news reported and produced by the students here at the University of Toledo. Tell me a little bit about that.
So honestly, one of the biggest factors as to why I was looking at UT is because of UT10. I In high school, I did an internship for about a week with WTOL 11, and the people there were just lovely, super nice. And I found those same people on UT10's website, and I'm like, wow, this is an amazing opportunity, and they're so like well established in the news world, and I'm like, I really want to be like that. So UT10 really attracted me to this university, and I've heard the same thing from other people. I know for a while, like, it hasn't been here. I'm not really sure what the reason is, but I'm just glad that it's back. And, you know, a lot of my other colleagues really wanted it back as well. So I'm glad that we fought for it.
Yeah, I am really honored that I get to be a part of it. I've been the technical advisor here. This will be my 9th season of UT10 News. It's our 9th year that I've been doing it here. And, yeah, it's great to see it back. It's been kind of, there's been this empty hole in my soul, you know, having been in the television news business for 15 years and then coming back here and getting to do that and then having it go away. It was rough, and we were a little bit concerned, you know, were we getting low attendance because people just weren't interested in news? You know, it seems to have definitely not been the case, because I know we've got a packed class. We're actually overloaded, so we have a chance of getting some great stories. What are you working on right now? What are you working on for the first story of the semester? Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on a WXUT.
For those of you who don't know, a WXUT is a voiceover with a sound bite. So go ahead.
Yes, so I was lucky enough to interview the provost about new policies on campus regarding freedom of expression and academic freedom, which the section that has changed the most was about the tents on campus. The provost told me this could be in relation to recent events with protests at Ohio State University and changes in legislature. I also got to interview some University of Toledo students and what they had to say about it, and each of them have their own point of view.
Okay, and again, when are we debuting the new season of UT10?
October 1st at 12 p.m.
All right, and again, you can check that out on the ut10news.com website. We'll have a link to our live broadcast. And real quick, got to get a PSA in here. Did you know that the University of Toledo offers undergraduate courses in theater? The University of Toledo's Department of Theater and Film work hard to promote and encourage critical thinking. Theater majors learn a variety of different specialties in theater, from stage management, directing, acting, and even design. Learn more at utoledo.edu. Again, you're listening to Live, Local, and Loud here with Kevin O'Korn on WXUT 88.3 FM. We are glad you joined us this morning. I am sitting in with student, reporter, artist, you name it. She's really just a very interesting person, Neenee Lakatos?
Yep.
Or Lakatos. I like the sh at the end of it.
Me too.
With the pronunciation.
I'm a huge fan.
We're coming up on 6:50 right now, and we are going to get back to some local music here. Let me cue something up here. So again, what are you listening to right now, Neenee?
A whole lot. I really do look up to Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. I also like One Republic and The Fray. So sometimes I just recycle older music into my new playlist. And it really helped me as a musician. It made me way more well-rounded. And another artist that I like is John Mayer. He's very influential in the music world and pretty much a music genius.
And he can play guitar like it's nobody's business, man.
Yes.
He is so buttery smooth on that guitar. I love it. So we're going to do a little change of pace from the kind of the downbeat or the softer, quieter music that we've been playing here. This is an artist. His name is Ed Dressel. He's a local Toledo area musician, and the song that we're playing next is called Tequilla Highway. You're listening to 88.3 WXUT FM. righty, welcome back to 88.3 WXUT, live, local, and loud with Kevin O'Korn. We just heard All of Us by local artist Greg Griffen, and before that, Tequilla Highway from Ed Dressel. These are great local musicians. I'll be linking to them on our Facebook page after the show. If you want to check out more music from them, please do so, and always support local music. In the studio with me this morning, I have Neenee Lakatos. I'm going to murder it all morning, but I'll do the best that I can to make sure that I don't embarrass myself too horribly bad. How you doing again this morning, Neenee?
Doing really good.
Awesome. So we were talking off the air. She's going to do another song for us, and she was asking me if I knew a certain song, and I got to tell her that I actually got to see this artist on tour when the song came out way back when. I'm guessing definitely before you were born. What was your first concert?
Oh, Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes?
Yeah.
Where'd you see him?
I saw him, I think, in Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland.
Okay, and you just told me that you were gifted a record player. Is that right?
Yes, I was.
Tell me a little bit of how that's going.
Well, I didn't know how to use it. But the good news is it's Bluetooth, which I don't think is very authentic, but I appreciate it. But my dad and I were going to go to or pick out some CDs and stuff. We're going to probably do that for fun. And I definitely got bullied just a little bit.
Actually, real quick, I got to get our legal ID in here, and we'll be right back on the other side of that with more from Neenee, and we're going to get another song out of her. So you're listening to WXUT. Hold on. You're listening to 88.3 FM WXUT, broadcasting from Parks Tower on the University of Toledo campus.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Crank it up and rip the knob off. You're listening to Live, Local, and Loud with Kevin O'Korn on 88.3 FM WXUT.
All right, welcome back. I told you it wasn't going to be smooth or pretty last week, and I'm sticking to my word. It hasn't been smooth, but get to have a little bit of fun with my mixer, getting things in the right order. So again, we're here talking with Neenee about her music, her musical influences. So what's the first record you spun on your new record player?
Sadly, I didn't get any yet, but I really would hope that it would probably be like Led Zeppelin. I think that would be...
What album? What do you think?
Probably one of his first albums that with 7-minute long songs, because they are definitely meant to be on the record player.
Yes. I was talking about this last week. When I was a little kid, my mom and dad got my brother and I this small Fisher-Price record player, had a built-in speaker, and I inherited my mom's record collection. She's still alive, but she wasn't really listening to a lot of that anymore, and I would spend hours upon hours playing music. And then I became my own little DJ. So from probably the age of 6-7 years old, I had a dream of becoming a DJ. And when I came back to school here at the University of Toledo in 2000, I really thought I was going to be a communication major and go right into the radio. But things have a way of working out. I ended up in TV for 15 years. But I would just sit there spinning records, everything from the Mamas and the Papas, Ray Charles. I was saying, just stuff that people don't hear much. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. I mean, I was staring at 7-8 years old at the cover of Whipped Cream and Other Delights going, why is she covered in whipped cream, Mom? And she would never explain it to me. So if you haven't seen that album cover, check it out. But my first album that I ever bought with my own money, I'm kind of embarrassed to say it, but kind of not, because it's an amazing album, was Barry Manilow's Even Now, which has the songs Copacabana on it. And so, I've loved music since I was a little kid. And I mean, from Barry Manilow, it went on to Billy Joel. 52nd Street was my first Billy Joel album that I bought. He's been a huge musical influence for me. I mean, I love his voice. I'm kind of right in that same range. So like when I'm singing or getting warmed up for shows, I'm usually singing some Billy Joel song. which absolutely, he's just in my mind, one of the greatest singer-songwriters of my generation. And it was great to actually have him put out a new song this past year, that just had this classic Billy Joel feel to it. But the song you're going to play for us next is from another one of my artists. It was actually a tour that I saw live in concert. It was actually, he was playing, the opening act was a band called the Hooters. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Have you ever heard of them?
No, I haven't.
If you get a chance to check out the Hooters, they have some great songs called, one of them, probably the most famous one is And We Danced and All You Zombies. Two absolutely amazing songs. I'll put links up to them on the Facebook page as well. But Bryan Adams was the main act, and it was on his Reckless tour. And you're going to do a song from that. Now, why does this song speak to you?
My mom and dad really like it. And I think that our voices are very different. So it kind of adds a contrast to what people normally hear. And I did hear a young lady cover this song on her YouTube channel. And it really inspired me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that this song could sound so gentle and versatile at the same time.
Well, excellent. We'll talk about something on the backside of your song that you just reminded me of, which is one of the things I love about music. But right now, Neenee is going to perform from us from the album Reckless by Bryan Adams.
Thinking about our younger years, there was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. Now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before. That's over now. You keep me coming back for more. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. Love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven. Oh, once in your life you'll find someone who will turn your world around, bring you up when you're feeling down. Yeah, nothing can change what you mean to me. Oh, there's lots that I could say, but just hold me now, 'cause love will light the way. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. Love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven. I've been waiting for so long for something to arrive, for love to come along. Now our dreams are coming true, through the good times and the bad. Yeah, I'll be standing there by you. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here
is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see, we're in heaven.
Another beautiful song for Neenee. Right now it's time for traffic and weather together here on WXUT 88.3 FM. Hey, I just said that. Right now we're on the roads heading out this morning at 7:10 in the morning. We've got no traffic tie-ups here around the Toledo area. Everything's moving smoothly for you. Again, right now it's 64 degrees, overcast skies with a chance of rain and thunderstorms throughout the day and a high near 70. Weather and traffic together here on So, Neenee, before we went to the song, you reminded me of something, talking about how other artists will redo a song and put a completely different spin on it. One of my favorite incarnations of music was Johnny Cash when he started putting out the American Recordings albums back in the 90s, or I guess late 90s, early 2000s. But songs that you would never think could have a country tinge to them. The one that sticks out in my mind immediately is the song "Hurt," which was originally done on the Downward Spiral by Trent Reznor and 9 Inch Nails. The song's hard. You know, and powerful. And Johnny Cash comes out with just a guitar and sings "Hurt," and it just had such a gut-wrenching feel to me. You know, I'm one of those people that just has visceral responses to music, and he's one of those people. Do you find yourself the same way when you hear those songs?
Actually, yes, very much so. Not only do I have a lot of emotion correlated to what I listen to, but my vocal coach told me about this thing called synesthesia, and you can correlate what you hear to colors. And we tested it out, and he was singing something, and he's like, "What color does that sound like to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's straight up yellow." And I'm like, "I think you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I hear like a straight up like sunshine golden yellow." And he holds up a card, and he's like, "Is this what you're thinking of?" And it was the exact same shade to a T of the color I was thinking of. And I'm like, "Yeah, how did you know?" And he's like, "I have color synesthesia." So apparently it's a phenomenon.
It's definitely a real thing.
Yes.
My son, who's a musician, definitely has that, you know. And I think to his sense, I've never really kind of delved into it myself, but yes, music definitely evokes colors, emotions in me as well, you know. So yes, it's definitely a real thing. Let's, you know, one other thing that we were talking about off air is, you know, again, you're multi-talented, you know, with your reporting, with your music. You're also a fitness person. And we were talking off air about my journey that I've had over the past 4 years to lose weight. And, you know, what are some fitness tips that you would give to people, you know, just simple things. If they're ready to start losing weight, you know, what do you tell them to get them motivated and keep them coming back to work out?
So I would say, you know, I'm not a nutritionist, but it is important to get enough fuel when you're working out. The last thing that you want is to faint in the middle of your workouts. Nobody likes that.
That's never happened to me.
And drinking enough water and getting enough electrolytes. I think that something that people miss is doing a warm-up before working out and a cool-down. So like starting out with maybe 5 or 10 minutes of cardio before maybe a lifting session, or maybe even stretching before lifting, and then doing that cardio afterward. A lot of people get hyperfixated on one or the other, but you need both. You know, to have a healthy heart, you do need cardio, and to have strong muscles, and it also helps with a lot of, you know, physical pain that might happen due to older age or whatever it might be. Lifting helps and also has been proven to increase bone density, which is really important as we age. I think just, you know, starting off easy, not being afraid to ask for help, even going online, looking at fitness programs and following through with that, asking your doctor before starting, I think is one of the healthiest, best things that people can do. And having a balanced diet.
Oh, yeah, we definitely talked about that off air, you know, especially with me having had bariatric surgery, finding that right balance so that I just don't load up on protein and then skip all my veggies, because, you know, I can only have certain amounts of food with each meal, so I got to make that 4 to 6 ounces of food that I'm eating as packed with nutrients as possible. With that, we've got to take a quick break to get a promo in here and a PSA, but we'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to 88.3 WXUT, live, local, and loud with Kevin O'Korn.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to be talking. Sorry. Here on WXUT, I'm Tim.
I'm Vicky.
On the theme park.
Each Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
I bring the chaos.
And I've got the order.
Doing the work to make you twerk.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Live, Local, and Loud on 88.3 WXUT. I'm Kevin O'Korn, and joining me in the studio this morning is Neenee, and we've been talking a little bit about everything. We're going to talk for just a couple of minutes before we get into another 10-minute block of music from our local artists, and a surprise song for Neenee, because she told me about one of her influences and who she really likes. And even though we are focused on local music, we're going to play some indulgent music here and there from artists that we know and love. What do you want to do when you're done with school? What are the next steps? Have you looked ahead, or are you kind of got a good idea of what you'd like to see happening with your life?
So I feel like I would fit very well in the news field. I really enjoy it. I don't know if it's a job that I could be in forever, from what I've been told from other people, but I really honestly fell in love with it. Like, I really love hearing people's story. I love the whole social aspect, anything social. I really also like worship leading at my church. I like performing. I think honestly, I just like the attention. I like being in front of a camera. But yeah, I fit really well in open places and being around a lot of people. So I feel like, I might dabble in other fields and see what feels right. But right now, I really do like news anchoring and reporting.
Awesome. I, on the other hand, I have what they call a face for radio. So I've always kind of been behind the scenes. So actually getting to be on the mic and being the personality is kind of fun for me. But I love all the behind the scenes stuff. And we're going to teach you how to love all that stuff as well throughout the course of UT10, because you'll get to play around with all the different equipment there in the studio. So again, UT10 News makes its re-debut next Tuesday. So a week from today at noon on WXUT, on UT10news.com. and on our YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. Our students are doing some really, for a first show of the year, doing some really hard-hitting stories. We talked about Neenee's story a little while ago. We've got a great lineup of stories that'll be coming up, plus web-exclusive content on ut10news.com. It is 7:19 and time now for...
Live, local, and loud weather and traffic together on WXUT 88.3 FM.
All right, it's 7:19 going on to 7:20 in the morning here on the roads here in Toledo. We still have no accidents to report, just a lot of construction going on. The most pressing one is State Route 15, south closed at County Road P and to County Road O for road work. So again, as you hit the road this morning, we don't have any incidents to report at this point, so it should be smooth sailing on your way to work. And weather for today, right now, 64 degrees and overcast in the Toledo area. And we've got a chance for showers and thunderstorms before 1 p.m. and then a chance for a possible thunderstorm after 4 p.m. with a high near 73. That's your weather and traffic together on WXUT FM. And we are going to talk to Neenee for just a couple more seconds here and then get on to a little bit of indulgent rock and some more great local music. Talking about the University of Toledo, you're a sophomore now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What about campus are some of your favorite things to do?
UT10, number one.
Okay, outside of work.
Outside of working.
What do you do for fun here around campus?
Oh, I actually really love the cultural events in Memorial Fieldhouse. There's usually food involved. And I just have a lot of friends there. I also like the rec center. It's fun. And just sitting outside of the student union, I see at least somebody that I know every day, and then we talk and I eat.
Oh, yeah. People watching along Centennial Mall is always a blast. Actually, the other day, I was helping a student out. He was out shooting on campus at Centennial Mall and had an issue. And so my 52-year-old body, hopped on one of the Veo scooters and zipped from Rocket Hall here out to Centennial Mall. It was a gorgeous sunny day last week. I felt like a kid again, zooming across campus on that thing. So as long as you're careful, those things are a lot of fun. So if you haven't tried out the Veo scooters on campus, definitely a fun and exciting way to get around campus. Just make sure you don't plow anyone over. I just about got run off the sidewalk by another scooter driver coming the other direction. I was coming around a corner near Sullivan Hall, and the two of us were probably too close to the middle of the sidewalk, and I ended up in the grass and almost went into a tree, but luckily I saved it. So now off the air, we were talking about some of your musical influences, some people that you don't like. So we're going to play a song for Neenee right now from a band out of California, not Ohio, not local, but then we'll get back to some local music. This is Give It Away Now from Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're listening to 88.3 WXUT. 88.3. Let's turn off that. There we go. We're going to get back to some local music now. Personal disclaimer, this next band features my son on drums. We played some music last week from Stone Quillen Band. They are based out of the Athens area, actually more southeast Ohio, Pomeroy and Parkersburg, West Virginia, but they play all around southeast Ohio. This is from a live event they did at a local winery down in the area. The song is called Here I Am.
rip the knob off. You're listening to Live, Local, and Loud with Kevin O'Korn on 88.3 FM WXUT.
Welcome back to Live, Local, and Loud with Kevin O'Korn on WXUT. Real quick, are you scared to go back to school because of fears of being too late? Do you feel like you should have went back to school, but you just could never find the right time in your life? Most of the time, it's because people question if they'd be able to afford the cost of an education. Well, here at the University of Toledo, we welcome all students back, no matter what the situation may be. We want financial issues to be the last of your concerns by offering a wide variety of scholarships that you can help that can help aid your future career journey. You can check out scholarships online right now at utoledo.edu or come schedule your tour of campus today. It is 7:35 in the morning here in Toledo, 64 degrees and overcast with the chance of rain throughout the day. Hope you're getting a good start to your morning. Right now, looking at the roads, nothing really is happening out there right now, so you should have smooth sailing no matter where you're going or where you're coming from. And I am joined in the studio this morning by Neenee Lakatos. She is a student here at the university. We've been lucky enough to have a couple songs from her, and I think we're going to get another song from her right now. What do you got for us this time, Neenee?
I have Creedence Clearwater Revival. Have you ever seen the rain? It plays in my gym every day, so it's just stays in my head all the time.
All right, let's hear it. This is Neenee Lakatos with Have You Ever Seen the Rain, from a cover by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll be a rainy day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Yesterdays and days before, sun is cold and rain is hard. I know, been that way for all my time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know, it can't stop, I wonder. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day?
All right. Are you playing anywhere that people can see you play out here live, local in the Toledo area?
Right now I'm playing at my church. I'll be performing on October 6th at 10 a.m. Crossroads Community Church on 23 off of Stearns Road, next to Ottawa Lake, Michigan. Other than that, I'm looking forward to more opportunities. I also might be singing, I think, at the Toledo Public Library October 12 at 10. I think it's the public library. I could be wrong. But yeah, I've got some stuff going for me, but I'm open to more.
Excellent. Do you have a website or anything where people can check out your music? Do you have a SoundCloud or anything like that?
I do have Facebook. I have BandLab. I have Instagram, YouTube. Would you like me to give the name of the handles?
Yeah, why don't you give me a couple of those? Yeah. She's grabbing her phone now.
My Facebook is my name, Nardeen Lakatos, my full name. Nardeen, and then my last name, Lakatos, Lakatos. My Instagram is Neenee Panini, which is my nickname, Neenee Panini 04, NEENEE PANINII, and then _0404.
All right. And if you missed any of those, I will put that up with our artist links on our Facebook page, Live, Local, and Loud, 88.3 WXUT. But right now, it is time.
Live, Local, and Loud, weather and traffic together on WXUT 88.3 FM.
I know we're doing traffic and weather a lot together, but that's a typical morning show. We want to make sure you get your day started without any headaches or rushes as you head out on the roads and get your day started. Right now in the Toledo area, once again at 7:41, not seeing anything on the roadways as far as traffic backups, incidents, or delays. Just one construction of note. State Road 15 South is closed from County Road P to County Road 0 because of road work. And again, without the sun coming up yet, we're not seeing much of a change in temperature. It's 64 degrees here in the Toledo area and overcast. And you're looking at a chance of showers and possible thunderstorms throughout the day. Best chances of a thunderstorm before 1 p.m. and after 4 p.m. and rain and thunder showers in between that time. High today near 73, so get out there and make it a great day. It is now 7:42 here in the morning. And let's look at my little schedule here. What are we supposed to be doing right now? Let's get back into some music. Last week we talked about some of the things that I love. One of the things that I absolutely is a passion of mine is musical theater. I have, for years and years, I lived vicariously through my son. He was involved in theater in high school, and I was the theater dad who was behind the set helping out with everything, being on the board of officers for the parents associations. I was the guy behind the set, singing all the songs, who knew all the words to the shows. And my friends were like, "Why don't you ever get out on stage?" And this comes back to the fitness aspect that we were talking about. At the time, I was about 200 pounds heavier than I am now. And so I was embarrassed. I didn't want to be out on stage and get laughed at, just because of the way I looked. I wasn't your typical actor. I didn't look the part. So when I started this fitness journey 4 years ago and started losing weight, I got the courage up and tried out for my first shows. And since then, I've been involved with community theater here in the Toledo area for the last 4 years. So one of my absolute passions is musical theater. I also love local music. I love music in general. And this next song that we're going to play for you is a band out of Cincinnati. They're not really as active as they used to be, but I got a chance to see them back in the mid-'90s up at St. Andrews Hall in Detroit, and it was an absolutely amazing concert. And this next song mixes two of my favorite things: absolute dead-ahead alternative rock and musical theater. This is the Afghan Whigs with The Temple, a cover song from the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. Once again, Afghan Whigs with The Temple.
Roll on up for the price, it's got come.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get more out of the University of Toledo's college radio.
You are now at your home away from home.
88.3 is streaming 24/7 online at WXUT.com. Keep in touch with all of your favorite shows that our station has to offer. Only at WXUT.com. 88.3 FM, Toledo's only alternative.
And welcome back to Live, Local, and Loud with Kevin O'Korn. I am Kevin O'Korn. It's 7:49 in the morning. We're coming up on our last 10 minutes of the show. I've been absolutely had a blast this morning talking with Neenee about her music, her life, her love, her interests, her passions. Again, just some things we'll be putting up her social media pages on the Live, Local, and Loud Facebook page, so you can get in contact with her if you want to hear more music from her. And also don't forget to tune in to see Neenee and the rest of the UT10 News crew for their first show on October 1st at ut10news.com and on our YouTube page, on their YouTube page. I shouldn't say our YouTube page because I'm not really part of it other than being behind the scenes. This final segment, we were talking about Neenee getting her first record player. And I think it's great that vinyl's made a comeback. Make sure your mic's up there so you can chime in. Back in the day, they used to have album release parties at record stores. I don't know if you're aware of this, but whenever a band would come out, it was usually on a Tuesday night around midnight. They would release a new album. And when I was a student at that school down south, just down the road on I-75, we had some great record stores down there. But one of my best memories of college was going to an album release party for Pearl Jam. They had already put out their first album, 10, which was a soundtrack to my life. And so their second album came out. It didn't have a name at the time. It was just Pearl Jam. It was an untitled album at that point, which eventually became Versus. And a group of friends and I went to a local record store, and we actually waited in line till midnight. They opened the doors. We all came in, and at the time, CDs were all the rage, and vinyl really hadn't started making a huge comeback. But Pearl Jam has always kind of gone against the grain. They actually put all of their albums out on vinyl along with CDs. So limited release at the time. I went in, I got my CD, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they've got 10 on vinyl. They've got Versus, what is called now, on vinyl. And so I bought those. So I actually had vinyl copies of 10 and Versus that I got. And there's something about buying an album. So you haven't had this experience yet. Totally different than downloading an MP3. You get to open that album. And if it's a gatefold album, you get to open it up, and there's all this wonderful artwork and the lyrics. The unboxing of an album, you'll find, is an experience. And putting it down, putting that platter down on the record player for the first time and dropping the needle is absolutely something that you should never forget. So what do you think your first vinyl album purchase will be, Neenee?
I'm not 100% sure yet. Most likely something that is a little bit more old-fashioned. But I am very curious if they have newer artists like, The Weeknd and Taylor Swift or something like that on vinyl. I would be really shocked, and I would be like, yeah, I just want to get it just to hear what it would sound like on vinyl. I think the whole experience of when you were talking to me about release parties, that's awesome. I kind of wish that we had that in this day and age. Something that I think that we're lacking right now in the music world is community for people my age. And I think that would be a great way to get people together.
Oh, it was fun. back in the day, we also had to wait in line to get tickets to go to see concerts. You have Ticketmaster now. You can just go online, buy a ticket, and not even think twice about it. I mean, when I got to go see Garth Brooks, I know we were talking, you're not a huge country fan, but I got to go see Garth Brooks live in concert. They had a lottery system where you showed up, you grabbed a number, and that's where you were in line. And amazingly enough, for that concert, I got like number 4. So I was the fourth person in line to actually get tickets when they went online, and had amazing seats for that show. But again, it was a party. Everybody showed up. Everybody came to get their wristbands and get ready to go. And then the tickets went on sale. And again, it was just everybody out there singing songs. So yeah, a lot of that stuff I would love to see kind of come back. I know technology is great. It makes it simple to do stuff, but you're right. And that's why I love getting out to local music here in town. Getting to see live music in a setting that's intimate with people that are there to see the same thing as you are. And you guys all get to have that collective experience together. So I encourage everybody to find your favorite place to go watch music. We have a couple amazing record stores here in town. I can't really plug them just because of our licensing, but look up record stores online and go check them out. There's one in town. We'll talk about it off the air. That you're going to find all that music that you're saying. Do they have this on vinyl? Yes, they do. So. I'm going to wrap things up here. We are coming up on 7:54 in the morning. We'll do one final look here at traffic and weather together. Again, as you're hitting the road this morning on your way out, you've got no backups or delays along 475, 75, 23. It looks like smooth sailing for you this morning. Just be careful out there. Take your time, especially if it starts raining. I just about said one of the words that I absolutely hate to mispronounce, especially. I hate when I say that. Especially if it starts raining out there, which we do have a great chance of today. Right now it's 64 and overcast in the area, but we've got a possibility of thunderstorms and rain throughout the day, with rain amounting from 1/4 to 1/2 inch throughout the day, a high near 75. So if you're out on the roads today and it starts raining, just take your time. Be a good driver. Be patient. Be a good citizen. Be nice to people. That's my message for the day. I'll hop off my soapbox. But we are going to wrap up the day. I was talking about getting to go to the album release party for Pearl Jam. I know it's a local music show, and I know I got some flack for playing other stuff, but I get to play music that's indulgent to me. So I'm actually going to play a track from Pearl Jam's Versus album. It's a great song called Animal. You're listening to Live, Local, and Loud on WXUT 88.3 FM.